Hello everybody and welcome. In today's video, we're going to do a team guide for Tottenham Hotspur. And let's get started with an overview. Tottenham really have the potential to take that next step, in large part due to their facilities and finances. They have a large squad and can play multiple formations, including the option to play a back three, so maybe a 3-4-3, or a more attacking style like a 4-2-3-1. Spurs are actually in the Champions League since they won the Europa League. Your transfer budget is $75 million, so you'll have plenty of room to maneuver if you want to bring in some more players. The strength of the team lies in their creative midfield, and especially a player like Mohamed Kudus. Not only does he have exceptional dribbling, technique, and flair attributes, but he's incredibly strong as well, which is a rare find in an attacking midfielder. They have solid center backs too, in particular Christian Romero. I would be cautious on the player role you choose or instructions you give. That's because Romero has the combination of 20 aggression with the dives into tackles player trait, which could be problematic. I found their weakness to be in the striker position. You have plenty of players who can play a striker, but Dominic Solanke is the only out-and-out striker signed to the team that's ready for first-team action. With that said, you do have Kolo Muani on loan from PSG, and he's an elite player. Just know that the more playing time you give to a lone player, the less your own players are developing. The left wing-back position is also a position of need. Like the striker, you only have one player who is natural in the higher wing-back position. But again, you have plenty of transfer budget to bring in new players if you want to implement that system. Another thing to note is injuries. When you start the save, you could have 4 or 5 players already injured, and some of those are long-term ones. James Maddison is basically gone for the entire season. His contract goes through 2028, so monitoring his injury and recovery is of the utmost importance. The facilities at Tottenham I imagine are the best in the game because I don't know how you could get any higher. Their stadium is immaculate. And with nearly 63,000 capacity, the income you get from match days could be a real boon for your finances. Their training and youth facilities are both state-of-the-art, so you know the equipment you have is world-class. With that said, there's room for improvement in the academy coaching and youth recruitment. This would be something to target as you move through the first season and beyond. In the first section, I mentioned how there's only one out-and-out striker in the first team. Instead of bringing in a transfer player, you could also look to your under-18 team, because Oliver Boast is nearly ready for first-team action. He's already at a championship level, so for me, if I was managing them, I would bring him up to get some first-team reps. Look to start him in cup matches or even as a sub on some Premier League games. And of course, there's Archie Gray, who is Premier League standard already. He is ready for more first-team action at the start of the save, and I love that he can play multiple spots in the midfield, or even in an emergency on the back line. Start playing him as much as you can to get him to develop to his potential. So we know about the squad and some of the players, let's head to the next section and talk about tactics. Here is the tactic I would probably set up for Spurs. In possession, we're using a 4-2-3-1, and then out of possession, a deep 4-4-2, or a strikerless shape, however you like to call it. The midfielders all drop and the strikers drop as well. In possession, the striker is the traditional center forward, perfect for a 4-2-3-1 like this. The two wing players are the inside winger on the left and the playmaking winger on the right. And then the free role in the middle rounds out the attackers. Behind them, the box-to-box midfielder and the defensive midfielder. We have plenty of creative roles up top, so I chose 2 more supporting and covering roles behind them. The back line is 2 center backs flanked by the fullback and wingback. Out of possession, the back 4 and midfielders are near the exact same. But higher up, I'm using 1 tracking and 1 outlet midfielder, meaning 1 will drop back and then 1 will stay higher as an outlet. For the attacking midfielders, it's the same roles but flipped. The split outlet midfielder will drift to that side as an outlet, and the tracking midfielder drops deeper into the midfield. There are no team instructions for either formation. Let's look at a few highlights to see how the tactic plays out. Our first clip starts with the opponent on the ball about at their penalty box. And I love this match engine and the two formations setup, and this play is a good encapsulation on some of the benefits. This player here is actually the attacking midfielder. Since he's the outlet, he's higher up the field. The tracking striker has dropped into the midfield, so they've essentially switched places. Now you may be wondering why not have them stay in their original spots instead of switching when defending. And of course you could do that, that's totally viable. But when the defensive midfielder makes the tackle, watch what happens when the free roll gets the ball. The now center forward from that midfield position has to move back to the top of the formation, meaning his out of possession position influences how he transitions in our attack. His forward run, even though it's slight, gives him momentum to take advantage of the unsettled opponent. Here it is again in 3D. Here's another one from the same match, but we flip sides, starting with their goal kick. Here we can see our defensive shape again. Like the last one, the defensive midfielder makes the tackle and we transition into our attack. Whenever you use two wingers that move inside, like the playmaking winger and the inside winger, you get this trapezoid shape. I didn't use it for this example, but you could use advanced wingbacks in possession to really take advantage of all this space outside. Wingbacks and rolls that tuck inside are always a great roll combination. This would be something to try if you're using Tottenham or this formation. Once again, the free roll and center forward combine for the goal. This is a different match and the colors have now switched. It's our goal kick. The play begins and we'll stop it with the inside winger on the ball. The fullback will generally stay back and won't make those overlapping runs. The box-to-box midfielder likes to trail the play and wants to move into the AM position. The defensive midfielder will hang back. But this clip is about the free roll. If you know anything about me and my videos, I love talking about rolls that never touch the ball, but are key in unlocking a defense. So the free roll does what he wants. And in this clip, he plays almost like a second striker. He'll make a forward run straight at the goal. The center back is going to mark that run, and watch the space that opens up for the inside winger. Here it is again in 3D. These are some of the results from the tactic. We got demolished by Man City, so some things never change, I guess. But overall, we've had some nice success, especially in recent matches. In Football Manager, Tottenham seem poised to take that next step. They have arguably the best facilities in the game, they have a starting budget which allows you to bring in your own types of players, and the players you do have are able to fit into different types of systems. And the most important thing is that Tottenham are my dad's favorite team, so you'd be making him happy, and in this case, everybody wins. If you'd like a player roll shirt or maybe a digital FM planner, you can check out the Half Space Apparel online store. I've also got a Patreon account if you'd like to support the channel. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.